Well, this is going to frighten the cat, but I was asked to produce some steaming video by a friend of mine, so I'm going to do that now and just show you. It's got the same steaming power as an ACS Mini, but the difference here is that we've got a 3-hole tip, which obviously allows the pressure to drop faster, or temperature, but steams a bit quicker. And you can probably see the temperature on the unit on the panel there. So what I'm going to do is just open the valve, and the cat is running away because he's frightened. Sorry, cat. And this is the steam, and we'll just let it run till it refills. While it's running, I'll have a quick look, see how much water we got. Yeah, we've got plenty. Put that right. But again, I don't have an old case with a loose catch. There we go. So I'm at 123 degrees, which is pretty good, still pretty good steam pressure. And if you were steaming milk, you really wouldn't have any problem. You'd be more than done by now. But what we'll do, we'll let it run to its ultimate conclusion, which will either be a drop in steam pressure or an autofill. So we're at 120. And there we go on the autofill. And that will probably be, not quite the end of steaming, but it'll considerably cool it down. And now we're at 117. And as you can see, the steam is starting to sort of get a bit weaker. And with a 3-hole tip, the heating element isn't going to catch up at this point, I don't think. And it's not. So we kill that. I'm going to do it against water. I'm going to bring a quantity of water to the boil, which just gives me a feel for how powerful it steams. This is water from the tap. So it's pretty cold. And I'm going to put about 400 ml in. It's just over 400 ml, and let the steam boiler fully recover, and then we're going to steam this 400 ml to pretty much boiling, and you'll hear, because it starts to roar, you get a particular sound, and the top of the water starts to bubble as it boils. So I'll be taking it, I don't know, to about 15 degrees, 14 degrees to about 100, and this is 400 ml. So there's my jug. It's plenty of water, and more than enough for a couple of lattes. So yeah, we're nearly up to 130 again. Let's just do that. We'll just put that in. Now I'd like to you'd be able to see the water swirling, but you can't. But there's a good swirl in the water, good movement. Let's see if I can bring the camera over. Can you see? Plenty of movement in that. Bring it back. Now you hear the sound changing. We're getting close to boiling now. And we're at 123 degrees. Okay. 121 degrees, but the water is at boiling, definitely at boiling. It's a cool touch, but they get hot when you steam them that much. So there's the 2-hole tip in, okay. And we'll just blow some steam out. You'll see there's only 2 jets now. As you can see now, we're at 2 jets. And I'm going to leave that one running, but this time the interesting thing will be the response, the pressure response in the boiler. Do you remember the other one was dropping the steam pressure? Yeah, I'm just going to zoom in here. And as you can see, with a 2-hole tip, it was started at 130, and it pretty well holds its own during the whole steaming phase. And I think if you want to maintain a very, very high pressure for steaming, you could use a 2-hole tip. If you want speed, then you can use a 3-hole tip, or if you prefer the professional tip, use it. I'm going to ask that the machine comes with both tips, a 2 and a 3-hole. But as you can see, just in open air, fully open, the 2-hole tip maintains a higher pressure. I mean, I know we're talking about temperature, but it equates to pressure. We turn that off. The same sort of 400 ml of water, 15 degrees from the tap, and we'll have a go at steaming that. And it'll take a bit longer to get to boiling, but the pressure should maintain much better. So we're back up to 130. Let's pop it in. You still get the same good swirl. I'm not going to try and photograph it. It swirls the milk, the water well. There's plenty of power. You can hear it. And we're just going to keep steaming. Now it'll get to boiling, it'll just take longer. The main difference, if you can see it, and I'll just leave the jug on the side there. The main difference is it's able to maintain the pressure. Try and get a shot of it swirling. It's hard because I'm not holding the camera. But it's boiling. Ow. It's absolutely boiling. And we're at 124 degrees, which is about 1.3, 1.4 bar. Easily took it to boiling. Just took a bit longer. So as far as steaming power goes, it's the same as a Minima. It shouldn't be any different because it uses the same steam boiler as a Minima. Okay, well now I can turn the steam boiler off because I don't need it. Turn it off, there we go. Steam boiler's off, easy as that. And let's make myself a nice coffee because I haven't had my morning coffee yet. And the coffee's out of this, I keep saying, absolutely fantastic. This is 17 grams of the Terra Sweet Blue. I've been busy this morning, so this is the first coffee of the day. And I'm very much looking forward to it. Interestingly, I was having a chat about pre-infusion with a friend, and really, if I'm quite honest, the shots are so fabulous out of this that I'm not going to muck about with the pressure. I've got it to 2 bar, thereabouts, and I'm quite happy because the pressure generated by the professional group or the professional configuration with 2 springs is more than high enough that they were designed for a 2 bar pre-infusion, designed that way because of the in the cafe. So they've all been direct plumb machines. I'll just let the grinding, and they'd have been direct plumb machines into a mains with a regulator set at 2 bar, and these groups, the spring lever groups, were designed with 2 springs and designed to pre-infuse when the lever's down at about 2-ish bar, maybe 2.5. So really, I'm running the machine as per the design specification of the group and how they felt the group worked best. And to be honest, I'm inclined to agree with them. I've not found, I've just found it produces really nice tasting shots. Now, I have a lot of machines to compare it against. I mean, I've got 10 or 12 espresso machines. So I've got lots of comparisons, and I'll be honest, this is a shot that is, for me, significantly tastier and worth the effort of using a lever with this San Marco group. It just produces such a good shot. And I've not been using it long, although I've used v-vostoks before. I've not been using this machine very long at all. And it takes a little while to get used to one. So yeah, it's actually not a joy to use because it's a test bed and very rough and ready and not the finished product. But I'll be honest with you, this one's probably not going to come off my counter anytime soon. I'm just going to move in a bit here. Okay, let's just whack this lever down, get myself a shot. I don't know why my scales went funny. Sitting there reading in something weird. So I probably pre-infused there a bit longer than I'd have chosen to, but that's okay. Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful tasting shots in this San Marco group. 36 grams and the rubbish. Actually 37 grams and the rubbish going into the tray. As you can clearly see from the paleness of the stream, I pretty much got everything out before I moved it away. And the pressure's nothing now, so this is just water coming out. Everything's been got out of this coffee. Taste though, absolutely fabulous. I just thought, I never actually used the water one, don't even know if it works. So worth giving that a try. The steam is obviously off, but it won't be that cool. Let's turn it back on again. There we go. It's 122 degrees, so it's still hot, but I'm gonna take out a bit of water, warm my cup. Thing to remember about the steam boiler, and both boilers, they're insulated. And this means that it does retain the heat for a long time in the steam boiler. So if you were steaming, you'd just turn it on when you need it. As you know, it's been off for quite a while, but within a few seconds it was back up at 125 and would be back up at 130 within a minute or so. Even if you leave it an hour, it's only going to take 4 minutes or so to warm up. So I think it's good practice to leave the steam boiler off. It's better on economy grounds, and it's better on longevity grounds because you're not subjecting things to so much heat inside.